Hey, it's Rob. Welcome to Axel's Garage. We're out here with Wanda again. Now, if you remember when we first picked up Wanda, it was leaking antifreeze. Turned out the clamp had rotted off for the lower hose going to the water pump. We replaced that. It held for like 3 weeks fine, and then all of a sudden it started dripping again. So I loosened up the clamp, kind of turned the hose and readjusted it and made sure the clamp was tight, and it was good for about a month. And it started leaking again. Did the same thing. And my wife went for a ride and, didn't overheat or anything, built up pressure, got it hot, parked it, and when she came out, flooded antifreeze. So she came back home, was able to drive with no problem. It, wasn't that much antifreeze that was lost. And I did the same thing. I cleaned everything up and I put the hose back together and I made sure the clamp was tight and ran it for a little while and said it's good to go. Turned it off. There's antifreeze again. And the only place that I could see any antifreeze coming is where that lower hose goes into the water pump. The hoses are real old and brittly dry. You can feel them when you're touching them. So we're going to throw new hoses in here, upper and lower radiator hose, and we're going to see if that makes a difference, if we could seal that hose up nice. We're also going to throw a jug of radiator flush in too, because like everything that we buy lately, neglected, and we're going to see if we can work all that stuff out, that neglect out rather. So easy to get this apart. Get the airbox out, makes it a lot easier. So yeah, pull this guy off, send them around. This little clamp, I'm sure there's a right way and a wrong way. I just do it with a little screwdriver, probably the wrong way. Loosen it up so I can get it off. So once I got that clamp loose, you can take this and usually just turn it out of the way, wedge it over there by the master. And you got your little clippy dickies. You can pull the cover to the airbox off. You can pull your air filter out. And then taking the airbox out. Normally there's 1, 2, 3. They're 13 millimeter, but there's only 2 in this one because one snapped off apparently. Pull them out. The airbox comes out, set it over to the side, and now you can get at the lower hose. So your lower hose top connection is there, and the water pump connection is sort of like up and under, but you can fish your arm in there to get it out. So that's what I'll do, get that lower hose out, and we'll be right back. We got the old hose out. You can see how it was like blown up here. I don't know why it was leaking. It just constantly, I could not get this clamp to seal. The clamp fell apart actually taking it out, but it was a decent clamp. The other end you can see. I think it's just time. They just feel brittle. So now here on the upper hose, I loosen the clamps. You can see these clamps are rusted. The hoses were pretty stuck on. I mean, and it just feels dry and brittle. I don't know how old these hoses are, but I'm betting, look at that scourge. I'm betting they've been on here forever. So I'm going to clean that scourge off. And go get a little brush. And I might have to pick at it with a screwdriver. This wasn't leaking. Believe it or not. So I'm going to clean this up, and then I'll get that other hose in, and hopefully our sealing problems will be good. Remember the radiator end is plastic, so don't really crank down on it. All right, we got that one on. That one's good. This little thing here, I don't know if it's supposed to be on the compressor, because the AC compressor would be here, but it has a tendency to hit the battery, so I just slid it down to protect it from hitting the battery, and that should be good. Now, in the radiator, I'm gonna use some flush, just because I don't know what antifreeze was in here prior. It looked green, but that doesn't mean anything.
What's flush?
Flush will clean out the crap that's in there. Sometimes, like if you mix incompatible antifreezes, it could like sludge up. So I don't notice anything sludging up. It seems all to be green. and coming out nice. When I added universal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flush it anyway. We're gonna add water. The summer's coming, so we can run the flush for a while. And then I still need to replace the 2 heater hoses up here. This one and this one appear to be original. They're not leaking, but these, you know, I'm gonna replace these eventually. So we're gonna open the system up again. Maybe the water pump. That could be. I mean, it's all pitted and screwed up. It's probably been there a long time. So we'll run the flush through. I'm not going to put antifreeze in it. I'll just put the flush with whatever antifreeze is in the system and water, and we'll run it like that. And you know, this way we can drain it all out and have a good load of antifreeze for the wintertime when the wintertime comes. So in the meantime, I'm going to put this box back in. I'll clean it off quick while I got it out. And the big dummy behind the camera, I'll go get a jug of water, and we'll fill up the radiator with some fresh water.